So good morning, or as we say in Croatia, dobro jutro. I hope this finds you well. This is November's Natural Energy Update. My name's Jilly Sutherland, and I'm going to be sharing with you what's going on with the seasons, what's going on with the environment, what's going on with our collective energy, and how we can best eat, move, and live according to the rhythms of nature in order to keep ourselves strong, healthy, and happy all year round. So we're in November and you're probably feeling this. As you'll see, I've changed my environment from last weekend where I was outdoors all weekend to a nice cozy environment inside. And that feels like it's the kind of balance that we need at the moment. We need to make sure we're still getting outside. There's some wondrous things in nature at the moment. This last weekend, I saw the falling of the leaves, the golds and the reds and the oranges, these beautiful colors of nature, the leaves falling. They're like little golden discs of treasure or something. And this makes me think of all that is wondrous in November, which is all the little gifts that they're there that we just kind of gathering them up. We start to gather things up for the winter. And it's a wonderful time really to strike that balance, to going out to nature, seeing what's wonderful about it, but also looking forward to getting back inside and getting cozy. And as I am filming this, it is actually bonfire night. And I think the firework is a great way to describe the kind of thing that we could put into our lives at the moment, just to keep us feeling still a little bit sparky and full of energy, adding in a little bit of color, adding a little bit of light into our environment, because clocks have gone back. We're getting less light hours. The sunset's coming ridiculously early right now. I've got to completely change the way I plan my day because of where the sunset's falling. So we really need to be making sure that we do get outside. Vitamin D is so important in every way for our systems. But our themes for this month are: we want to up the cozy. It's time for hibernation, maybe, but not quite isolation. We want to bring in the light and the color and embodying the firework with energy. And we need to also just start to strengthen our immune system because we're coming into winter. And we're also coming into silly season, aren't we? We've kind of got this break between summer's over, or the excitement of summer, but we've got the excitement of Christmas coming up. This time in between, that's time to really, really up the ante on our health and well-being. Now, I'm focused at the moment in classes on something called Agni, which is keeping our digestive fire strong. Something I'm doing is sipping ginger tea all the way through the day. Oh, that's got a little bit of ginger in there too. And that just keeps our digestive fire going. We really want to work on that area of the body at this time of year. But let's start with up in the cozy. It's a great time to tend to your environment. If you've not heard of the term hygge, I'd recommend go and read all about it. It's Hygge. The Danish have very, very short light time hours, and they have got a term called hygge, which means the closest translation we have is the art of coziness. We want to be bringing this into our environment at the moment, and that can be through colors, textures. It can be through gentle light, like getting the candles set up around the place. Creating a little sanctuary for yourself is a really great idea around this time of year, as we're going to be hibernating more. You want to make sure that when you get in, if you're going to be going out in the rain, I'm going to do that shortly. I'm not going to let it stop me. I need to get outside. I'm going to try and catch a sunset as well tonight outside, but I want to make sure when I get back home, it's an instant I can go and switch on the cozy. So we're balancing the outdoor time with hibernation time. You know, we may be going out and chopping the wood. This is what we'd be doing. We're chopping the wood to go and build the fire. So we need to make sure we're chopping the wood that's going to keep us strong, but also providing everything that we need, the fuel that we need for when we're hibernating, going out and doing a good chop, batch cooking. All these things are fantastic to just up the cozy level so that when we need to hibernate, when it's really inclement weather, then when we go inside, we're feeling nourished, we're feeling nurtured. And it's a really nice place to be. We're getting that oxytocin level as well. If we're not getting as much social connection as we might be getting, say, in summer and around Christmas, and in this time when we're really tending to our well-being, we need to include oxytocin. So we can do that through coziness. Just think cozy. Just think cozy. And think fireworks. Think of putting light and color into your life. And that might just be thinking as well as what lights you up. Having something that gives you a sense of purpose so that you can get through this more steady time in nature. One thing for me, I just love this time for seeing what's available food-wise in nature, and soups. It is soup season, is it not? And creating some really nice, colourful soups using herbs and spices. This is also going to help you with the next point, which is strengthening the immune system. We want to be consistently looking after our body, and that doesn't necessarily mean, you know, going on some hard punishing exercise regime or going on a 3-day hiking endurance event. Doesn't need to be that much, but we need to be keeping our system strong. We can do this through the right movement, through breath work, through meditation, and through mindset as well. But what we need to understand when we're thinking of strengthening the immune system, no matter where we stand on this, that there is no magic pill. We still need to keep our systems strong and healthy and functioning well. So rather than thinking in terms of a magic pill, rather thinking a consistent and varied combination of foods that are high in antioxidants. We want to be thinking in terms of adequate rest and sleep. You might find yourself needing more sleep around this time. We need to be keeping physically active. We need to be keeping hydrated, not eating too much and not eating too little. Things that we want to be making sure that we get in our diet are the following things. Vitamin C doesn't necessarily need to be going and eating in a bag of oranges. In fact, I would say, well, to get it from your leafy vegetables and things like broccoli, really high in vitamin C, or just look into what's in nature. There's going to be loads of things there. Chicken soup, my favorite, anti-inflammatory. It's good for body and it's good for the soul. Chicken soup with the soul, you might have heard of it. It's been proven to help us keep the immune system strong. Add in some turmeric into there as well. Maybe a little bit of probiotics. Don't think in terms of like keeping a healthy gut. Don't think if I take a probiotic, I'm fine. No magic pill. But maybe you want to add in things like kefir, sauerkraut, kombucha into your diet, into what you eat, and just make sure that you sit and rest when you are, and that you're not stressed when you're going to eat. Not just the food you're putting into you are going to maintain healthy balance in your system, but you need to make sure that it's a healthy environment that the food's going into so that the body knows how to utilize it. Other things that we want to make sure that we put in, vitamin D, if you're not getting a lot outside, that are things that we can put into our diet. Things I love are rainbow trout, tuna, sardines, and make sure you have your egg yolks, so the full eggs, and mushrooms. You might want to add in green tea. as well. So something that's going to be high in antioxidants. Zinc is very important for the immune system, for staving off colds. We can look at oysters, beef, lamb. If you're vegan, look at things like wheat, German beans, legumes. Echinacea has been shown to be something that can help to stave off colds. Other things are elderberry, and of course, one of my favorites, which is exercise. 30 minutes, 5 days a week. There's a reason that I'm doing that. If you're doing my classes, at the moment, we are working to strengthen the immune system. We work seasonally. So you will be getting the type of exercise that you need if you're doing my weekday morning classes. So other things that we can do to strengthen the immune system. I mentioned that I'd just been on this hiking endurance event. We want to be looking at how we can stay naturally resilient, and we do that by keeping our focus on something that's really positive, like getting fire in our belly, by having some sense of purpose to what we're doing. So it's a good time to set a big juicy goal, and that can just be simply, by the time it gets to my Christmas party, I want to be feeling full of energy, vibrant, radiant, and really enjoy it without worrying about how flat and tired I'm already feeling. So it can be a small goal like that. It could be something that you're working towards for the new year, but it's a good time to just think about what just gives me that little fire in my belly, what motivates me. I can share from my personal experience that, and my training for Highlander was just a game changer for me. There's a totally different motivation when you've got something like that ahead. To getting out and exercising in the rain is a lot easier if you've got something that you're looking forward to like that, or something that you're working towards. So get something that brings you that feeling of where you're excited about it. And that can also just awaken that firework within you, and it can help just with that ongoing motivation to keep up your rhythms and rituals, and just keep going through the darker days, because your mood's so important as well. So bring the light and the color into it all. I think of my times when I was in India. I'd step off the plane and it was going from black and white to color. It was so vibrant. All the smells, the sounds, the tastes, the colors that were everywhere. I always, this time of year, I want to put a little bit of my India life into things. I want to get the colors there. I want to get the spices in my food. I want to start to cook, and maybe even just dance a little bit and celebrate anything. If there's nothing in your diary, put something in that you can celebrate. And if you're on my Rising Goddess course, I've just been talking about how we can cycle how we eat. Don't stick to the same routine the whole time, but have planned indulgence meals or planned indulgence days. This is a way that we can get rid of boredom. We can reduce this feeling that we've plateaued, or it's just Groundhog Day. And we can just, stay on track as having planned indulgence. My last piece of advice right now, in terms of, let's look at what's going on in the world. Let's not ignore it. I think that would be, disconnecting. But I think as much as you can, look out into nature, have as much time as you can away from your devices and away from the news, and look to nature, and just be reminded, these are the best words I can think of to say to yourself when it seems like the world around you has gone mad. Just remember this: life is magic. Look for the moments, look for the golden treasures in nature that are everywhere in autumn, even in November. Remind yourself that life is magic, and have a great month with lots of love from my heart to your heart. Namaste.